Okay, this video should hopefully be short, sweet, and to the point because I'm not going to be proving anything because it'll take way too long. So, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what everything is, and for this video we're talking about, gosh, I need to start erasing all this stuff. It just annoys me. It feels really unprofessional, but we're going to be talking about trigonometric, aka sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, and cotangent derivatives. I'm going to go ahead and write out what they all are. I could prove them to you, but I think each video, just to prove one of them, would take 5 minutes, and I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to tell you what they are. The derivative of cosine x is simply, actually, let me start off with sine x, I'm sorry. Sine x equals cosine x. I actually, somewhere, if you let me find it, I'll just ramble for a second. I actually have a nice little worksheet that shows you this that I did in my class. I probably should have pulled this out before, but I'll find it. It's right here. And you can actually see this. So if you look at the dark line, the dark line is sine, and then the penciled in line is cosine, and you can see that wherever the slope of sine is 0 is when the derivative would equal 0, and that you just end up getting that. So you need to know that the derivative of sine is cosine. The derivative of cosine is negative. Very, very important that you know that. Sine. So cosine is negative sine. Those are the easy ones. So I'm just letting you know that those are the ones that are probably going to come easiest to you and the ones you're probably going to use the most. But there's a few more you need to know that are pretty complicated. Tangent, and these are the ones, I'm actually just going to write these out and read them off to you, and you're going to have to memorize them, basically, because I'm not going to prove them all to you. But assuming these are like derivatives, so derivative of tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. And I know you don't want to memorize these, so I actually have a little trick that you can use to remember these that I'll teach you in a second. But tangent is secant squared. So if the derivative of tangent is secant squared. The derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant squared. The derivative of secant is tangent of x, secant of x, being multiplied together. And the derivative of cosecant of x is negative cotangent x cosecant x. Pause and write these down if you want to, because I'm about to erase it. Now, a quick trick, last thing I want to say in this video, to help you remember these is just write down this. You can even remember this little phrase in your head. It'll help you remember. Sec tan sec negative cosec. Wait, making sure I remember this right. Sec tan sec. And by sec meaning secant, tangent, secant. If you remember these three, then you'll probably be able to remember any of the trig ones very easily. Then underneath this, write the opposite one. So here's cosecant, cotangent, cosecant, and then put a negative here. And this right here is the answer to all the derivatives. Why? Well, other than sine and cosine, you need to know those. But if you want to know what the derivative of tangent is, just cover the tangent and read the rest of the line. It's secant squared. If you want to know what the derivative of secant is, just cover one of the secants. It's secant times tangent. If you want to know what the derivative of cotangent is, just cover the cotangent as negative cosecant squared. And if you want to know what the derivative of cosecant is, cover the not negative cosecant. You get negative cosecant times cotangent.